Good morning, everyone. As you can see, we have a beautiful collection here today of the Divine Nine, represented Black fraternities and sororities. This is an important day. It's obviously Valentine's Day, and we're spreading the love here across the Divine Nine. It's also Black History Month, and we are celebrating the historic and life-giving relationships and brotherhood and sisterhood that have come from Black fraternities and sororities for over 100 years. The theme of Black History Month is resistance. And as I said downstairs, every one of these organizations has resisted oppression, has resisted discrimination, has resisted racism, has resisted exclusion, and thrived in the midst of a hostile environment. From the first Alpha Phi Alpha at 1906 on the campus of Cornell University, all the way through all of the Divine Nine. They stepped up to make sure that we had organizations and safe spaces to learn, to be supported, to be loved. And you see the representative today. We are unique in Montgomery County in that we have over 14 chapters of all of our Divine Nine organizations here in Montgomery County. Some states can't even boast that. And they are active. We just had a presentation downstairs where all of the leaders spoke and talked about all the work that has been going on in Montgomery County on behalf of so many because of these organizations. So we're so excited. And I want to thank my colleague, Councilmember Sayles, who is going to speak now for helping organize this, and her staff did the lion's share of the work. I want to give them a shout out for that. And we are obviously members of these organizations. We stand on the shoulders of all these great people behind us. And thank you for that. Councilmember Sayles.
Thank you, Councilmember Jawando. And I just want to thank all 9 Divine Nine chapters for coming here and celebrating Black History Month with us and sharing the incredible contributions they've made to our county, especially our youngest residents. Over 100 years of tradition and service, sisterhood and brotherhood are gathered here today, and we're just grateful that our colleagues could join us in this effort. And so without further ado, we're going to read this proclamation jointly. And okay, yeah, I'll get you the next.
Because you got to make sure you do this one.
Okay, yes.
We got it timed out, so we got to make sure we do it right. You'll see in a second why. Whereas the Divine Nine, 9 of the oldest Black Greek letter organizations, comprise over 100 years of tradition, serve an integral role in the Black community, inspire community and civic engagement around the world, and
whereas on May 10th, 1930, the National Pan-Hellenic Council was established during a time when Black Americans faced significant racial prejudice and were not afforded the same opportunities as their white counterparts, and
the National Pan-Hellenic Council of Montgomery County, and Tana's here, thank you Tana and your team, consists of 14 affiliated charter alum chapters from the Divine Nine Black Greek letter fraternities and sororities, and
whereas the Divine Nine consists of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, Omega Psi Phi fraternity, Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, Zeta Phi Beta sorority, Sigma Gamma Rho sorority, and Iota Phi Theta fraternity, and
that deserves a round of applause there, just getting through that. Whereas members of the Divine Nine were heavily involved in the Black Lives Matter movement, civil rights movement, and women's suffrage movements, as well as the mobilization to uphold Roe v. Wade as a result of recent Supreme Court decisions, and
whereas Delta Sigma Theta was the only Black sorority to participate in the Women's Suffrage March on March 3rd, 1913, less than 2 months after its founding, which blazed the trail for Black women in politics, and
whereas Alpha Phi Alpha was the first intercollegiate Greek letter fraternity organization established for African Americans, and it was founded on December 4th, 1906. by 7 college men who recognize the need for a strong bond of brotherhood among African descendants in this country. And
whereas the Divine Nine creates safe spaces for young Black adults to excel in higher education and unites Black communities with service and professional opportunities, they deserve to be honored during Black History Month for their legacy of excellence. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby recognizes the substantial contributions of the Divine Nine as an important pillar in Montgomery County, presented on this 14th day of February in the year 2023 by Council President Evan Glass, Council Member William Opiemi Jawando, and Council Member Laurie-Anne Sayles. Thank you.
okay, we are going to take a picture, but and the council. Sorry. Yes, our colleagues are probably they can probably stand as opposed to, unless you want to try to get into this, but I think probably stand behind us. And before you leave, we have proclamations for every organization, so please grab yours if you didn't get one.